Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for Daredevil Born Again, Season 1, Episode 8, Isles of Joy. Excuse me. Welcome, everybody. Take care of some business first, and then we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the videos pop up at the very end here. One pops up over here, one pops up over there. And basically, what YouTube does takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library and pops it up in one of these sections up here just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below. All right, so I'm going to get into some spoiler territory here. I'm going to go straight into it. Yeah, so the reason why I've kind of been delaying this one, besides just stuff going on, work-wise and all that kind of stuff, I'm not finding this series be very good. Um, I was thinking about it earlier, and basically what's happened here is this series is living off the bones of the goodwill of the Netflix series and not doing a very good job of it. The character development in this has just been fucking piss poor. You have two characters that were introduced, Muse and White Tiger, that had a rich background and could have been mined for stuff in the almost 8 hours that we've had so far here. And yet nothing was done with those characters either, and they were just basically killed off and wasted. Same thing what we're doing here with both Daredevil and Kingpin. We're basically just wasting them. Same thing with Bullseye. We bring Bullseye into this whole mix all over again. And again, you just waste this character. There's a waste of character development going on, is what's going on here. The showrunner for this show sucks balls. That's all I'm going to say right now. This is the same showrunner who did Punisher season 2 on Netflix, which was horrible. It was, yeah. I'm not digging this at all. Is what's going on. So we have an entire episode here of again spinning of wheels, other than Matt going in to talk to Bullseye in prison to find out if Vanessa Fisk was the one that actually ordered Foggy's murder. That's pretty much the only thing we've got going on right now, is just a little bit more of the plot from episode 1, which should have been taking place in episode 2 or 3. Now we have it in episode 8. And basically he goes in to talk to Poindexter, and he says, not going to tell you anything until I get out of Gen Pop, because that's what's happened, is he's been moved into Gen Pop in order to die so that he doesn't spill the beans that Vanessa was the one that ordered Foggy's murder. So what does Matt do? He beats the fuck out of him, out of Bullseye, and basically calls the guards saying he did it himself so that Bullseye can go into the hospital, the prison hospital, which of course he promptly escapes from by taking out his loosened tooth and using it as a, projectile. Yeah, so yeah, it ends up with, of course, Matt going to the black and white ball that Fisk has put together as mayor, and taking a bullet for Kingpin that Bullseye has done. Uh, In all of this, of course, we have, Matt confronting Vanessa on the dance floor, asking her if she killed Foggy, and she, of course, knows that he's Daredevil as well. And why Kingpin hasn't used this information, I mean, he's got a task for there. There is so much stuff that could be done, but of course, we're going to have it all crammed into the final fucking episode, is what's going to happen. So next week or this week, I should say, is going to be the season finale. We're going to have episode 9. Yes, I know there were 18 episodes that were already shot. Season 2 has already been shot, or is in the process of wrapping up right now of shooting. And Yeah, it just feels like this is one long drawn out season with a whole bunch of filler episodes um and again, this is kind of what's wrong with the MCU in general. What people have been complaining about is that we're getting a lot of meh storylines. Captain America Brave New World, meh. It ties up a whole bunch of loose ends over the last 15 years, but it really doesn't have its own storyline. Um, this is where we're at with the MCU. We need to have better writers. We need to have this stuff tightened up a bit more and start getting into some character development. Comics are rife with character development. You can do that with the shows as well. You don't need to have a stranglehold on this stuff. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be doing this kind of stuff, go back and start doing one shots. So Marvel started doing one shots. I should say the MCU, MC Marvel Studios was doing one shots. Werewolf by Night was a one shot, so hour and 45-minute long movie. Um, they did another recent one. Oh, the Guardians of the Galaxy, the holiday special was a one shot. You can do that and bring in your other characters and do contained stories that are much more polished, 2-hour long stories, and get a story across rather than having to do this long drawn out, puff piece where you're not developing your characters until the last 2 episodes, and you're just spinning your wheels for the other 8 episodes, if you will, out of the season. And that's where I'm at with with this series, with Born Again. It's really boring. It really is boring. It's not indicative of the characters. It's just spinning of wheels, and we're just keep going around and around and around and around and around instead of actually having a storyline, if you will, a throughput storyline that's actually thought out, that has some character development, that has some progression of your characters. And yeah, it's just boring is really what it is. I'm not saying you need to have nonstop action or anything like that. You just need to have a good story. And the showrunner for Daredevil season 2 on Netflix is actually the showrunner for the next thing I'm going to be doing in probably about half an hour here, called The Bondsman on Amazon Prime, which is so much better. I mean, than what we got here, and why they just couldn't hire that person on to do Daredevil Born Again, I have no idea why. So yeah, it's just frustrating watching this and seeing that the characters can be better and they're not, is what we're at here. And yeah, I'm just very disappointed in this series. I really am. Yes, I'll cover the last episode just because I know they're gonna cram as much as fucking possible into it, and I'm not looking forward to it. Uh, yeah, they could have done so much better with this series, and they just did a real disservice to the fans and yeah. Anyway, and like I said, killing off characters, yes, and then also having just the Punisher pop up for like a couple of minutes, like, yeah, I'm still here, I'm still doing my thing, but I'm not going to show you any of it. We're just gonna hash out our old issue here, but and point fingers at each other. That's all we're gonna do. But it has no real consequences to what's really going on in the story, other than I'm still here. And that's really what we're at here with this series. Um, so what else am I covering? Like I said, I'll be back here in about, yeah, I'm gonna do it at 12. I know I shifted everything like an hour because I was trying to get thumbnails and whatnot, and it just it wasn't working out. But yeah, I'll be back in about, yeah, let's just say an hour. and I'll be covering The Bondsman. Is it worth my time? I'll be covering The Bondsman on Amazon Prime, and then probably like a half hour after that, I'm also going to cover Devil May Cry on Netflix, animated series. Devil May Cry. Um, I'm going to do another Is It Worth My Time on that one as well. So yeah, that to look forward to. Next week, well, tomorrow night, I'll cover The Last of Us, uh, season 2, episode 1. I'll cover that tomorrow. I know it's going to be tonight, but usually it's too late for you East Coasters out there, so I figured I'd just do it tomorrow. And then, of course, Daredevil, the season finale. I'll cover that as well. Let's see what else is coming up because I can never remember. I gotta go. If you go over to suspendedfanimation.com, you'll see what my schedule is. I change it out every week. Also have underneath it like all the future stuff that's coming out that I'm interested, that you might be interested in. Yeah, Andor season 2 doesn't start until the 22nd, so I'll be covering that. Yeah, there we go. So that's pretty much what's going on here. Um yeah, I really did want to like this series. It's just it's really being dragged out, and the writing is just not thought through. Um I know there was another storyline. Supposedly this whole season was revamped, that they had a different storyline involved. They scrapped it, they rewrote it at the last minute, and of course popped it back out. Um, the Netflix series, the Daredevil series, their season 3 was actually going to involve Typhoid Mary, the Typhoid Mary storyline. If you the Frank Miller Typhoid Mary storyline, which would have been really, really good. But, of course, we didn't get that. And we lost that showrunner over to Amazon Prime instead. So, yeah, that what we got here just is very disappointing. There you go. All right. Well, with that said, I'm going to let you go. Thank you to, I know I had a lurker in here at one point and then left, but thank you to all of you out there who are watching. Thank you. If you're interested, if you're still in this, if I can actually speak, just remember, if you can, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that's pop up at the very end here. There's one there and one there. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible, and tries to match it to one of the videos, my vast video library. It's over 1,000 videos now at this point. And if you like what you see there, please hit that subscribe button down below. Also, you can go over to suspendedfanimation.com, take a look at the schedule I have up there. Like I say, I change it out every week. Also, I have all the links to my social media there and all the links to my pages as well. And then, of course, underneath the schedule is future stuff, like what's going to be popping up, in the future, genre wise, all of that. I don't have everything on there, but I do revamp it as the year goes on. All right. Thank you, everyone. I will see you again in about 45 minutes here. Like I said, I'm going to change things up. Until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may be a minor character that pops in just for a second that has no character development, just to be killed off in Daredevil Born Again because you have a piss poor showrunner. Thanks, everyone. I will see you again in about 45 minutes. Have a good rest of your 45 minutes, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Thanks, everyone. Have a good rest of your day. See ya.